We are back with another product talk through. This time for Eastlogue out of Korea. This is our first season with them. We are stoked. It's been online for about a week now. We've got a good response already, but I'm happy to talk through it. This is one that we've talked about for a couple years.
Yeah. I mean, I think it falls very in line with like the stuff that you've seen on our website before, kind of like combining multiple different like concepts that we've explored before into one.
Yeah.
The quality is really good. Especially for the price point. The materials are awesome. I really think like silhouette and details are really the key here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of taking traditional stuff and just making it like, just flipping it into like a very
kind
of utility minded thing. I think is like a running theme here.
Yeah, a lot of like nylons and fabrics and things that might not be what the traditional option is, which I think that's what makes it cool.
Okay.
So
all right, get us started while I silence my phone over here really quick.
All right, we have this leather MK3. This is dope. I'll tell you right now, holding it, it's got some heft to it.
Yeah.
It is a very substantial jacket. Nice drape.
100%. It's a really nice suede in that like you get the weight, but it's still draping really nicely. I think here, like just so many times I think people use suede and take it full like luxury, which is definitely like, I've had it before. It's beautiful. I think that's a really good use of it. At the same time, taking it like this and making it into a piece that's like you're able to wear every single day. You're supposed to wear every single day. You're supposed to beat the shit out of it. It's only going to be better for it. I think that's really what's happening here. I really love these kind of like looped, you can really see it. I'll have them do a close-up of this, but you can see here it's running on this constant I don't know how to like put it. It's like a constant like rope throughout where the button hangs off of, making this really easy to take on and off, and it gives you this great suede detail that kind of comes through. I really love the little holder here, the big gusset pockets with the flap,
little hidden pocket above the pocket on the left. Yep.
All the hardware on everything that we're going to look at is really nice and solid and like interesting and really adds to the piece. So it's really like you're taking something pretty classic, like a military themed jacket, doing it in a slightly more luxurious fabric, and then on top of that, then it's just really like hammering home all these like utility minded details that really like it just make it a very unique piece. So this is like super wearable, clean. I really like this piece. This is a standout for the collection for sure. So it's a great like really nice like herringbone twill soft lining, which really helps a ton. I'm gonna let Drew in here again, leave it all in real world style. Come on through. So our boy Drew just going across there, bringing orders. Okay, so yeah, we wanted to kind of point this out. So this is a really nice, super soft herringbone lining. It's still like got the smoothness so that you can get your hands through and everything easily, but it also really adds like a comfort level because suede, like raw suede, can kind of be annoying to wear because it gets stuck on you. That really takes care of all that.
Lined down the sleeves as well.
Yep,
so if you got long sleeve shirts and not getting all bunched up.
Yeah.
All right, same thing, same jacket, different fabric. This is what I was saying. Like we got the traditional suede. This is a nice, flowy, very lightweight, kind of like nylon situation.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's like this is going to be more of like a weatherproof option.
Yeah.
Again, it's like it's wild how much that to me the fabrication changes the jacket's whole aesthetic. This is like a whole different piece. I could easily see having both in your wardrobe for different reasons.
No problem.
So you get all the same details. It's a little bit more tonal in this. In this like makeup with the navy. Nylon makes it a little bit more like a like everyday jacket. This is a great piece. I mean, it's like you use this almost different than you'd use the suede, even though it's the same jacket. So yeah, definitely worth having both in the wardrobe. This is a really cool piece. So one of the things that they definitely work with that utility minded stuff is adding a lot of pockets in unique ways. I think right here, obviously that is happening here in that you've got a gang of them. You know what I mean? All of them are gusseted, so you have like a nice dimension to each one. I think really the thing to note too is the fabric is really beautiful here. It's this really great like nylon-y fabric that's been washed in this really and like dyed in this really uneven way that almost like when you're up close gives this like camo look to it. There's like an undertone of brown underneath the olive. But you can see in a lot of these raw hems here, you can see it sticking out. The like the weft of it is actually a different color than the warp. So
like a beige.
It creates this really nice dimension. This is gonna age really great. And the main reason I'm saying that also is as you use these pockets and they bellow out and they sort of like warp and get used, it's gonna create this really nice like almost like a weight down. If you think of like M65s have that great look as you wear them, it's gonna have something really similar similar. So you get great like reinforced elbows. I think really the standout to me, moving on from the pockets, is that everything here is left raw, so that you really see that underlayer of the different fabric. I mean, the different warp that really creates this really beautiful color, but also this really interesting texture at the ends here. Another note is all of the buttons on this one are all leather backed. Again, it's just these tiny details that are like, they take really seriously, and it really finishes the piece off and makes it very like, an everyday piece, because you could beat the hell out of it and it's gonna look better. All right. I think this one is going to be
fireman jacket.
Something people love. It's the fireman jacket. You get the fireman clasp. These are pretty insane clasps. So it's on this really great, like, soft, smooth nylon that looks good. It looks very like, kind of traditional for this type of like, like wind stopper type of jacket. You get the venting at the armpits, and but the standout here is definitely going to be this big flap over here with the fireman clasp. It's easy to do. You can do this with a pair of gloves on. It's no problem. It's it's a cool detail. I mean, it really adds a ton to the jacket. I mean, I think that's why people are going to be drawn to this one in particular.
100%.
Nice rounded collar. If you note on their website, maybe we'll do the same. It really looks great with the collar up. It has a really cool, like almost like a outdoor look to it in that way. Yeah. So, and then it's got obviously the throat latch as well. So great piece. I mean, I think the details here again are the star. All right. This is another kind of military-inspired piece here. Again, the fabric is a huge star here. It's a seersucker with almost like a different, I don't know how I'd call it, but it's almost like a different material that runs through and has been woven in to create the pattern. Yeah. So you really get this, again, dimension, but it creates this really unique like look, and I think that as it ages, you're gonna get a really cool fabric feel.
Yeah, it's got like a physical check pattern 100%. Because of the way it's woven through. Yeah. Really cool.
Again, kind of pulls from that classic military inspiration. I think a cool note on this one is big old bellows pockets, again, creating that dimension I'm talking about, to keep going back to it. But another thing I love is these are removable buttons. If people don't know why that's cool, you see them back here. You take off the little like keychain latch on the back side, you pull the button out, you throw it in the wash. You don't have to worry about any of your buttons getting ruined or lost or broken or anything like that. So it makes it really easy to use like as a daily driver, because no matter what you do to it, you can like really wash the hell out of it. Yep. So cool piece.
Kind of a type 2. I would style it like a type 2, but it's so lightweight enough you could wear it as a mid layer. Yeah,
100%. And it almost because it has that like battle dress look to it, you could dress it up a little bit too if you needed. So another big star here is the fabric on this is amazing. This kind of like rough, almost like bull denim that has been dyed in this really great, like, I don't know off the top of my head the way it's dyed, but you get this like really beautiful, like you can tell where it was sitting with the dye and it pooled in different spots, and you get this like great, like almost like veining throughout. Yeah, it's only going to get better as you wear it too, because it'll continue to age out, and those parts that are dark are going to get darker, the parts that are lighter are going to get lighter. So it's going to create a really great like kind of a jaw-dropping fabric, like the color over time. So really great with the tonal stitching. Everything else is kind of like a classic type 2, so you know what, you love it. It's easy to wear with everything. Good to go there.
Classic pleating, cinch in the back, really cool. A little fuller than the battle dress here, I'd say.
But the fabric is really going to age beautifully as you wear that. So all right, here we go. Ooh,
the
early
Western
star
trucker.
of the collection, already selling out very quickly. This is kind of that cool take on like a classic Wrangler. You get these stitched in instead of riveted in. Obviously for the all the war stuff, wanted to go into a history lesson, but really cool that they carried that detail over with the Western yoking kind of throughout here. The little reinforcements on the pockets, the curved pockets, the buckles on both sides instead of just one there. Highly covetable if you're collecting. Again, Western yoking continues. The color choice here is really what I find interesting, is that you get this great super soft denim, like ready to wear and beat up like right away, like it's gonna feel great, but it's also done with this really nice like earthy, mossy color that will age just like indigo. It will continue to age out and create all of the things you love, all the the marks and honeycombing and all that stuff. So
and as noted before, kind of would work with everything in the collection. So if you got,
they have a really great like nice earthy tone that kind of runs through the entire collection, so the whole thing should kind of work with itself no matter where you're going. I really love this piece.
I love this sort of treatment with the dye.
I haven't seen someone do this in a while, this great like uneven dye that's actually, it's supposed to obviously mimic camo, but maybe feels more wearable day to day on this great liner jacket. If you've never had a liner jacket before, they are awesome. They look cool by themselves with a t-shirt. They're easy to throw on with anything, and they look really cool with like a hoodie or something underneath like that. So easy to layer, but you can also put it, I forgot to mention, it also looks cool when you put it underneath a jacket or something. So you get a lot of different types of wear out of a simple jacket. I think people don't know what to do with them. Just think of it as a cardigan, over, under, no matter how you work, it's going to look really good. And a pop of like, you know, color and texture like this is going to really go a long way. This takes inspiration more from a flight jacket than maybe like a traditional liner jacket. So you get the like MA1 style pocketing on the sleeve, and you get some big, you know, kind of like patch pockets with zips and leather ties. Again, the finishing on all this stuff is really phenomenal. This is like all great, like Cordura leather finishing on these zips. Killer piece.
Yeah, some like sturdy nylon piping along the top of the collar.
What do we got next? This is a fun one for summer, I think. I think that the way to look at this is think of this more as a jacket than a shirt. Although it is lightweight like a shirt, perfect for throwing over like a loose tee. I really love this like nylon banding at the bottom with the cording that goes throughout, so you can kind of cinch it and get kind of interesting proportions going. Keep it all cropped, keep it loose and flowy, however you want. You get these crazy pockets on the sleeves here. So I think it's a total of like 3 pockets on each side, which is pretty wild. I don't know what you use them all for, but super fun. And I think that really what they did a beautiful job of is actually lining up the patterns throughout the sleeves. So it really stays
consistent.
Yeah,
throughout
and
the
when
whole
you see
shape,
it, like if someone were to walk in here and you see somebody wearing it, the first thing you're going to go to is not necessarily that it's got a bunch of pockets on the side, but there's a little bit of cool volume. Again, this is one that as you age it and wear it, it's going to get even more interesting, I think, as it drapes different. Fabric's beautiful, super soft, washed in, kind of linen-y. I love it. I think it's a really cool. I think it's a really cool piece. So you could do it with shorts. You could do it. I mean, you could style this a couple different ways. And also, if you throw it over a jacket, the sleeve, the pockets. If you got this idea that they're super big and bulky, they really are not. I mean, for being a bellows pocket, it's not. They've really made it really super cohesive. You could wear this underneath a jacket and have it be more of a pop of pattern.
No problem.
Yeah. What do we got next? Oh yeah, this is great. So this is great for a couple reasons to me. Number one, obviously, this treatment of this almost like bleach dye throughout is really cool and striking. You don't see a ton like it, or if you do, sometimes it tends to be a little bit overdone. This is kind of right in between for me. I think it looks great. I love the little Western yoking on the inset pocket, which is another weird little thing you wouldn't think to do on a sweatshirt material. But to me, the biggest pro here is no banding on the bottom. Reed's gonna fit and flow like a long sleeve t-shirt.
Absolutely.
It feels like a sweatshirt, and it's a little bit lighter of a sweatshirt too, so really great for spring. And then this interesting, I don't even know, if I'm being honest with you, I don't know what to call this. It's kind of like a raglan sleeve, but a little bit different. So it has the structure up front, full raglan on the back. So it really lays proportionally beautifully. So I mean,
like you said, shoulder seam on the front half, but the back panel is just one big
I'm sure it has a name. We don't know what it is, but
we'll figure it out.
I still pointed to the right things. So but like I said, I really think that like the way that this is gonna sit on you is really the star of what it is. These are super cool. Kind of like Eastlogue also kind of has this running theme of like kind of grunginess throughout, or like kind of that, you know, like 90s era stuff. So you get that cool feeling throughout all of this, and this is kind of showcasing that. So this multi stripe, very similar to what like some of the Kurt Cobain stuff, the different striping patterns moving throughout, gives you kind of like this disoriented feeling, but also looks really cool on its own or thrown on underneath like a cardigan or a jacket or something like that. The fabric is super smooth, super lightweight, great drape. They did not skimp on the fabric here, and I just think it's a cool piece. It's visually kind of fun, and it's easy to wear for being kind of wild. So you make a nice statement without having to like pull something off. You know?
Maybe a little bit of length to poke out the bottom.
100%.
Pop a color.
Great little gusseting at the bottom, so it's gonna look good underneath things as well. Okay, so this is gonna match up to the top of the
matches the Western trucker with the zip.
That mossy denim, really great garment dye. Again, this is going to age beautifully if we didn't say it before. But the other thing is too, this has been washed the hell out.
Yeah, it's hairy right now.
It feels really great right out the bat. I mean, it's cool. It's like a take on like it's kind of somewhere between a jean and a fatigue. Speaking our language, obviously. So you get the fatigue pocket on the outside, more of a denim fit throughout, and including the button closure and the chain stitching. And on the back, you get the nice big riveted pockets. And the nice thing is these are big pockets like old 501, so it gets a nice shape on your butt and a nice shape through the leg. This is like a little bit cropped, nothing crazy, but it should fall right at the shoe. And it has, again, nice high rise, lots of room up here, so they're able to put in that taper without sacrificing. So like, again, if you're like a wide fit person and you're like, oh, I don't know if I do a taper, this is going to feel like a wide pant. It's gonna feel super comfortable. So it's a great piece. Looks good with the top and bottom two together. This one is super interesting. I'd love for you guys to get some details on this.
Similar treatment to this one. Let me just pull it out real quick so everybody can Similar treatment in terms of fabric,
Yep.
pocketing.
You see, and tonally, it's actually really nice here, but all the hems have been left raw. So you see it's still triple needle finished, but it's raw on the outside. Now that it's also finished in a way where this will keep fringing up until it can't any longer. So again, it's just this nice little point of interest that's a detail that you don't see too often that takes away from it being otherwise a more traditional like military style piece.
Yeah.
Really, that's the big call out here. The other thing I'd say is the fit. Again, this one is very roomy with the rise. You can tell that's a very large rise. That's going to be super comfortable. It's meant to hang more, so big rise, but you let it hang on your hips, and then kind of comes out a little cropped, tiny bit of taper. Really good, really good look, especially when you see all this stuff together. And I'm sure we'll have styled images and everything. When you see that all this stuff work together, the shapes are really nice, forgiving, but being tailored at the same time. So it's somewhere in between.
Yeah, refined.
Yeah, it has that like engineered garments feel to it in some of its inspiration and color palette, but it really leans something a little bit more high end at the same time because it's really taking a lot of high fashion like fits.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
In mind. So this is a really great piece. Again, it's great details, big old school. Again, pocket latching, like the buttons are on the rope again. Really keeps them stayed there. If you ever lose one, it's super easy to replace. So we're really excited about this collection. I think everything looks great. I love the color palette. I love the treatments. The attention to detail is really the star, in my opinion. And then, I don't know, they're just leaving no stone unturned. They've really taken like classic pieces and truly flipped them, soup to nuts. Yeah. And made them their own. So it's a really unique line in that way. We're really excited to carry it. I'd love to know what listeners think of it as
definitely.
they see it. If they're unfamiliar, if they're familiar, either way.
Yeah. We've already moved a good amount of this product.
It's selling quickly. So if you love pieces here, please get on the website, check them out now.
Be in touch.
Going quick. If you have questions about sizing, anything like that, obviously hit us up. If you don't listen to our podcast, it's customer service. It's like this, except for a lot less direction, maybe. So do your thing.
Like, comment, subscribe. Shout out in the comments if you like this format. If there's other things, we're always open to suggestions. I would say almost all the YouTube stuff that from when we started it to now has been an amalgamation of our ideas as well as community feedback. Yeah, we do this for you guys. You know,
so we can do it better.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, be in touch. Sign up for the Canoe Club Patreon. We've had 2 really strong months, and I think if you're in there, you'll agree that it's worth the time. So look into it. Sign up to Canoe Club Patreon, patreon.com/shop Canoe Club.
Or just go to the website and shop.
Yeah, look through the community tab.
Works. You can hit us up in literally 100 ways.
I think
and it's almost always he or I responding. So please do it if you have questions or you need anything from us. And otherwise, we are going to get back to work. So
we got a lot of stuff to do. Thank you guys. Peace.